Hello and welcome back to FTB Sky Factory 2.5. My name is Twin Minds, and as you can see, I finally got rain. I actually got rain the moment I pulled the dirt out of these barrels and tried to refill them, so I figured, what the hey, I'll get more water. I don't need it at the moment, but I can't really do much about that until the rain stops, so whatever. Let's get right into it. Last we left off, we finished a bunch of stone-related smashing things, and I was going to save the tinkers for later, as well as smashing up some compressed stuff. So the one thing that I wanted to get accomplished right now that's really holding me back is this one, the cobble generator. I have a couple things planned to get that going. As you can see, I have done some building. I have this where my farm is going to go here. Animal pen here. I was testing out the passive mob spawning methods. They're supposed to spawn on grass in plains. As you can see in the mini-map in the upper corner, it says that I'm in plains, and they are supposed to spawn at least 25, I believe, blocks away from you, which is roughly here. I have been AFK here for at least an hour or two and I haven't gotten a thing, so I'm going to make use of the baits. Just to show you why I haven't done that yet, if you attempt to place the bait down, there's no water in this area. So I will actually need to furnish this place with water and then whatever else it might say in a future error message I'm not familiar with. So that is one of the things that I will be accomplishing. So the bait can just go away for now. But what I wanted to get is clay. And the reason for that is a bucket. A bucket out of clay is like so, and it works just like the beginning crucible. It has to be fired first. So I will do that. Get that cooking up. The thing about the clay buckets is that they are one-time use. I know they're one-time use with lava. I do not know for sure with water, which is why I'm getting a couple of them, just to be sure. Now, once I get this one here, I will grab my liquids. And I have this stone area set up for my cobble gen, as well as my water. Looks like the buckets stick around, which is wonderful. So I can grab more water and continue using that. But I do believe the lava is not going to be so kind to me. That is what that spot is for right there. Obviously I had to make this out of cobble, because wood tends to catch on fire when next to things that are toasty hot like lava. So, that little setup right there is actually going to be my cobble gen, which I will be breaking up in a moment here. However, it is not set up currently with the normal cobble gen methods. I have this plan in mind for a later time, so I'm going to have to fiddle with the water just a little bit to get a regular cobble gen method to work. I have to figure that out on my own. I will come back when I get that going, because I am terrible at vanilla cobble gen methods, so that might take a couple tries. The other thing I wanted to get going is tinkers. As you saw in the book, the bone or flint is what is required to make a tinker's tool for this. Normally tinkers, depending on how it's configured, you could use wood or stone to make tinker's tools. However, the most common method is to disable those and start at bone or flint to kind of lock out the tech tree on that. To get started in tinkers, we do have Materials and You, Volume 1. I will need a little bit of wood, and then some sticks as well. So let's start off with some sticks, because I'm actually kind of low. And I will need some of these. Now I do need to do one thing first, and that is read my book and get my achievement. Because I like achievements, so I figured I'd start marking them off now. This book does cover some things. If you're not familiar with Tinkers, there are plenty of mod guides out there, but basically you, instead of building two sticks with some stone on top, you build the individual components and then assemble them together in a table. And then that tool ends up reusable, and you can replace the components, like you can change out the pickaxe head to a higher quality pickaxe head, or get some more durability out of changing the handle material, that kind of stuff. So, Tinkers is a pretty handy tool making mod, I suppose it would be called, and a lot of people make sure that it is used in their packs. So let's get started building some of those components. Another achievement there. Of the components that are required, we need one like so, which is the part builder. Also gave me 2 books, Materials in You Volume 2, compared to the Volume 1 here, as well as the Tinker's Weaponry book. I also need this one, which is the stencil table, and I need this here, which is a crafting station versus a crafting table. That is a Tinker's tool. It's actually the one that I'm currently using, and its benefit is that if you leave something in the grid, it stays in the grid versus dropping it out into the world like the regular crafting grid does. This goes here, and that goes there for a tool station. So these 3 are the primary components. I believe I also would like this one, which is the pattern chest. That is useful for storing the patterns, because you actually need to make patterns out of these blank patterns to make a pattern to make a pick, or binding and whatever. These patterns are required to make those components. I don't know where I want it quite yet, but I think over here might be a good idea. So I usually like the tool station at the end. The stencil table, the part builder can go there, and the stencil table there. Stencil tables go in, or the stencils go in the table like so, and then you've got all of these here. So I can make a pickaxe head pattern and a binding pattern. So those 2 will be required to make pickaxes. I can get more later. The part builder is where you go to put your stencil in and the material that you'll be making it out of here. I believe, actually, I might have enough material to do that at the moment, because it was asking for bone or flint. So if I put bone here, yes, I can get a pickaxe head. And then I also need binding, like so. Now I use 3 bone to make those 2 pieces. Each bone counts as a half of a material, and the material cost is listed there. So the pickaxe head costs 1, so that's 2 bone, and then half of 1 for the binding. Now the last thing that I will need is a stick, which I can just get through this method. Now the tool station is used to assemble them all together. You choose the tool that you want and put the pieces in the right spot. Now I have my bone pickaxe. So that will come in handy, because as the bone pickaxe takes damage, like my wooden one that I had built here, it will go into a broken state, but it does not disappear like vanilla tools do, and then you can repair them using the material that the head is made out of in a crafting grid, and that will actually repair the tool back up to full. So that's why these tools are very handy. The other reason that they're handy is that they actually level up with use. Skill level clumsy, as you can see there. I haven't used it yet, so I have no skill with it, but as I use it, my level will go up, and they actually get enchantment style bonuses as you level up with them. So the materials, or that the tool gets better with each use. So that is always fun to work with. So I will actually drop the camera here and figure out how to do a cobble gen, and then I will be back after I have gathered some cobble. I have returned successfully. I managed to figure out vanilla cobblegen mechanics. It's been so long since I've done that. I've been on fully modded Minecraft for so long that vanilla eludes me at times. So I figured that out. I am able to get cobble whenever it doesn't land in the lava. Not the most efficient setup in the world, but I don't plan to keep this way for very long. I did have to remove one of the water source blocks, but I've got plenty to spare. However, I moved it right over here onto my farm, which I plan on starting up in a very short bit here. I did do a little bit of water elevator to get a block below this. I did that off camera as not to make a fool of myself. So, one thing I did want to try is if that is enough water, close enough, this will count. No, not yet. So I will have to figure out getting water in there at some point. Maybe I'll make something decorative for the little critters to live in. Who knows? As you can see, I have a bit of cobble already. Half of this is stuff I already grabbed from sifting dirt. The other half is from testing out my cobblegen. So my next plan is to get as much cobble as I can. I'll probably just finish burning through this wooden pick and maybe even burn through the bone pickaxe and then repair it. But before that, I wanted to start with what I will be doing off camera, and that will be making a bunch of hammers, and then it's not hammer, it is compressed stone hammer. That's why I didn't search. So I will be making a compressed stone hammer. Shift click on the question mark, by the way, to get that in there, because I didn't want to have to click and drag each one individually. So compressed stone hammer plus compressed cobblestone, I get the rest of it, equals all 9 gravel in one compression shot. So that is a ton more efficient than doing those one at a time. So I will get a whole bunch of cobble and do a whole bunch of gravel grabbing off camera here, and then I will come back. I might just go ahead and sift it all off camera as well, because tree, come on, seriously. There's a lot of sifting to be done, so I might just do all that off camera here. I do have plans for all that sifting of gravel, so I might come back in a moment to explain all of that. So I will get to work here. After much sifting, much smashing, and much gathering, I have returned once more. So I got a little bit of stuff. I sifted about 2 stacks of gravel, and then broke some of that down into a stack or so of dust, because I needed redstone. Why? Because it's time to start automating some of this stupid stuff I have been doing by hand this whole time, and get things moving at a faster speed. So I got enough redstone, which is good. I also needed a little bit of iron, which I seem to have enough of. Now, if you're not familiar with Xnilo and Skyblocks, the way that these work is these are the result of sifting gravel. And once you get this component, that was a little bit of a spoiler, but don't worry about that. You put down the iron ore gravel, you break it down into the crushed iron ore. Now it took 4 to make the block, and I got 5 out of it. So it's a way to increase your production ever so slightly. Then you take these 4, and it makes iron ore sand, which you smash down yet again into the dust components. So again, it could potentially give you an extra 1 or 2 to get a little bit more out of it. So if you keep breaking them down into these smaller variants, you get the dust form. And this acts like iron ore. So you can smelt it down into an ingot, or you can cook it up through various doubling methods into even more. So ultimately, breaking it down from the gravel form through the sand form through the dust form, you could come out quite a bit ahead. So I need stuff, because I am making transfer pipes. I need either aluminum or iron, or nuggets. So I could potentially just cook this one up that I got right now and make what I need. I might do that, actually. I didn't realize that I could go so quickly. So, give me that back. I'm going to offload most of this stuff. In case you were not aware, you can hold shift and click and just drag your mouse and it dumps off all that stuff. So it's a handy little shortcut there. So for this rationing pipe, I need 1 redstone and 2 glass. And then nuggets. Yeah, I think I will do the nugget form. It's not the most efficient, but it'll do for now. I need almost all of my redstone, so I'll take that. Glass. I actually don't have any glass right now. I will have to do some smelting. Oh, I'm going to have to do some picking too. Alright. Fine. I will do that on camera here because it's only a couple. Oh, cobble gens, you fickle things. You are there. That will get me the 2 that I need. So, place, place. Smashy, smashy. Do that a couple more times. And then cook that down. Alright, while that cooks, you saw my other little thing here. This is clay, sand, and gravel, which makes grout. I am grout. This is Tinker's Construct. These also need to be cooked down, but if you know Tinkers, you know what's coming. If you don't, I will show you in a moment. That's also what this extra piece of glass was for there. Let me grab this and get this stuff cooking. Now I need... I don't know what I need. I'm multitasking just a little bit here, so I am a little bit scattered. But let's do this. Get that recipe in place. The other thing that I'll be getting is a transfer node. So I need 2 stone and a chest. 2 stone, you say? I guess I need to do this once more. This is exactly why I'm automating this, because this is not the most fun process in the world. Let's let that cycle finish before I go on and try to smelt some other stuff. Sticks, by the way, are an efficient method of smelting, because it is 2 sticks for 1 item. That will save you from using the charcoal, which is 8 items per charcoal. So if you use 1 charcoal to burn up 1 iron, it's not exactly that efficient. So that is finished. Let us cook up the iron. And then the 2 stone that I need. There's my chest. I will also need a block of redstone. Turn this one into my nuggets. There's a reason that didn't work, and I don't know what that reason is. Because that is lapis instead of redstone. What an interesting change. It's the same type of pipe, but one requires lapis, one requires redstone. So, let's do that. Lapis it is. Transfer pipes are good. And then I have this. Now the other thing that I need, which I may or may not have gotten enough lapis for, is the world interaction upgrade. 4, and I need 7 iron. Probably should gather that, shouldn't I? Because I got my 4, which is good, but I need my 7 iron. So I will be back in just a moment while I gather up that 7 iron. And it is time to get things moving. So first things first, I finished cooking up all of those seared bricks. And we need to make all of the stuff that we need for our smeltery. So we need the smeltery controller. Only one of, thank you very much, which does give us the mighty smelting book, which will teach us many things. I also need 2 smeltery drains. I need 1 casting basin, 1 casting table, 1 seared tank, 2 seared faucets, and then I believe it was 5 of the seared bricks, which I did have a little bit left over in case I need it in the future. So that should give me close to the smallest size, but not quite the smallest size. Now, the next step is I need to gather my lava and my crucible. It is time to upgrade our heat source. This torch was just not all that efficient. And because I am all about efficiency, our crucible will be making use of the lava that is also being used for the cobble gen. So let's get some more going. Now, if you look at Whale tip there, it says melting speed 2.0x. On the torch, it was only getting 1. So this is going twice as fast at producing lava as the torch was. So this is quite a handy bit of efficiency here. Now I'll go ahead and place this down, like so. As you can see, it is hooking directly up. So once I get my transfer node in here to start sucking up cobblestone, it will go straight into the crucible and keep me well supplied with lava. How's that for efficiency? Now let's get this thing built. So I need my 1, 2, 3, 4. Probably going to have to torch in this back corner here. Okay. I'm also going to dig out... Ooh. Dig out is going to cause a problem. I'm going to have to water pillar that. Ooh. I forgot. I can just do that. I'm silly. Alright, my tank is going to go in the back with the lava in it, which did break my bucket, but that's alright. My drains will go here and here, and my controller will go there. You can see it's lit up, it has the fuel, and it has 2 slots to melt things down. Wonderful. Now I also need to place these things here. I'll have, oh, let's go with the basin on the left side and the table on the right. Faucet, faucet. So this is where we start cooking stuff up. For the very first component, I will need copper and aluminum in a 3-to-1 ratio. So you can see that these things are melting up right here. Once those bars fill up, they will drop into the tank here in liquid form. I will let those cook up here. Oh, I'm so excited to get this out of the way so I don't have to manually dig up cobble anymore. You don't even know I have spent at least an hour just digging up cobble. It's great. Our aluminum has melted. I got 2 ingots out of that 1 piece. I'll go ahead and put that in there. And automatically put the other one in. So I've got copper, aluminum, brass. That is what I'm looking for. So once these finish cooking up, I will have all of the aluminum brass that I need. I need 1 of these. I should make a pick head of bone and get that going. Part builder, you see I put the pattern chest on top here, which contains my patterns, and the part builder reads the adjacent chest. Be able to build parts out of it. That's handy. Done cooking, and I have 8 ingots of aluminum brass. Now, 8 ingots is more than I needed at the moment. I only need 1 or 2. But I will make use of some of it. So I put the seared brick on the casting table and pour out the aluminum brass, which makes me an ingot cast. And I also use the bone pick head to do the same thing. And that gives me a pick head cast. So now I can make metal tools and metal ingots. That is thrilling to me. So I'll go ahead and empty out my thing here, gather up all of my ingots, and then we can start getting cooking. This, by the way, will definitely be automated in the near future, because this is not the fastest thing in the world. 1 more ingot left. Oh, so close. So close. Alright, I will come back once all of my iron has finished cooking up, and I will have all the iron that I need to finish automating my cobblegen. I'm so excited. I am all done cooking up the iron, and as you can see here, I am out of lava, so the rest of it has stopped cooking. That is sad. We're going to have to fix that problem. So first things first, to fix that problem, I would like to steal one of these and put that over here. I did grab a pattern chest, which can hold the casts, which is handy to have nearby. So let's get cracking with this world interaction upgrade. First I need this 1 pick, which I got an achievement for. Always wonderful. I do miss the fireworks though. I might have to install that at some point. The world interaction upgrade. So this allows the transfer node, which is normally used similar to item conduits and ducts and such, to just transfer items from one inventory to another. And it turns this node into a cobblegen. It recognizes the water and lava and the cobble beneath it, and it just recognizes that it can pull cobble out of that. So within, roughly 15 seconds or so, I've got a stack of cobblestone. Happy day, I no longer have to do that myself. Now, as a quick upgrade to that, I'm going to build a thing. If only I can remember how to build said thing without looking it up. I need that, I need that. More slabs. Can I remember this? I think I can, I think I can. Huzzah! Jabber barrel. Jabber barrel will be plopped. Oh, let's go with right there. And the node will automatically transfer cobble into here and fill up, so it doesn't take up my inventory. Wonderful. And as you can see here, my fluid volume is at 2 millibuckets. I'm pretty sure that's not its cap, so I'm curious as to why that's not filling up more. Ah, yes. That needs to be pumped in through the top, so I will need to get another pipe at some point or another to pump that in through the top. In the meantime, I can do it manually. Not a big deal. That's fine. The other thing I need, let's go here, is a real bucket, so I can move lava around. Lava into here. Wonderful. So grab another one and there. And this is full, and my iron can continue to cook up. Everything is going wonderfully. There. I will have to pretty all of this up at some point or another. I do intend to do some sort of nifty build, but that's so difficult when you have so few materials to work with. So standard skyblock methods it is. Let's see, another thing I wanted to build is a hoe to get another farm going. And I would like sugarcane as part of that deal. My sugarcane can go right here. And then I can hoe up the rest of it. So I would like some food. I was doing alright on apples, but that did require me harvesting far too many trees. I was just about done doing that manually. Let's see, what else can I get? I could do melons. Potatoes would be nice. There we go. I actually have food incoming. I got the sugarcane because I would like some paper. Because I have some books that I would like to make. And I can't really do books without sugarcane. So that will come in eventually. Now, let's see about getting water in here. I think... Probably we'll just have to grab a bucket of water. And that... We'd like to empty out my inventory a little bit before I do this next bit, because that requires the water elevator. And I don't trust myself to do that reliably yet. So let's do that. The rest can go over here for now. Like I said, I don't trust myself with this. Because water elevators are not my forte. I don't even know why I closed that behind me. Alright, let's do this. Water. Elevator is slowly dropping down into the void. Let's hope I can do this without making a fool of myself. Okay, so far so good. I didn't plummet to my doom. Wonderful. And then just cap that off so that there is a block of water, but not dipping into the void endlessly. I don't know if that actually matters, but I don't necessarily want my new hatched chickens to go swimming into the void. That would be unpleasant. So let's grab my bait and see if it yells at me for anything else. Previously, I know it needs grass, and it told me that it needs water. This bait will work in this environment, move out of range. Okay, so I should be able to plop these down, which are chicken bait, and chickens should appear eventually. I don't know the timer on that, so I might sit and stare at them for a moment. I will be back once I have chickens. Well, that was fast. That took all of about 3 seconds. I have one chicken. The other one has yet to appear, but it will, and then my chickens will probably take a long time to hatch, or to grow to maturity. I don't quite know. Ah, I do have a Wayla timer on that. 1167 seconds remaining, so that's quite a few minutes to go. I will have to let them sit and brood and be chickens until they are ready for me. So, I've accomplished quite a bit, so I think that might be the end of today's episode. Let's find out. Make Tinker's Construct, I did. Compressed Hammer, I did. I'm still growing my chickens, trying to get a chicken stick. And I got a cobble gen going. So, what is upcoming in the Stone Age? I do now have a good source of blocks. I even went into metal a little bit so I can get that. Wonder if I jumped the gun a little bit on some of these, but we'll see. Dark room for spawning mobs. I'm not ready for a mob spawner quite yet. I did that, but it didn't spawn animals, so I'm going to call that good. Second layer to your island below the level you started from. Now, I haven't actually done this technically, but I know what it's hinting at. It's hinting at using water elevators to build below rather than building up. So I have technically started that, and I do definitely plan on building levels above and below as part of my prettification of my base. So that I will count as good, and then that will just come naturally as I build more stuff. Obsidian with the stone barrel, no. Smeltery for processing ore, I did do that. Upgrading a tool with a metal part, I didn't technically do that. Probably could do that right now. Yes, I have that. I have that. I have that. And that gives me a metal pickhead, along with my bone pickaxe, which, by the way, you may have noticed, I have a nifty little purple nub there. I did level this up into skill level comfortable while I was mining all of the cobble. So it gave me a reinforced 1, which just gave me an additional durability. Not a huge deal, but it also did add modifiers. You can see modifiers remaining 2. So that means that on top of the enchantment level ups that I can acquire naturally, I can also add some intentionally. I will have to debate on what I want those to be, so that will be a later time. So let's upgrade this in here, and then the upgrade material there. You can see it goes from a bone pickaxe to an iron pickaxe with reinforced 2. I don't know for sure if that stacks with my reinforced 1, but that is a property of the iron material that is giving the reinforced 2. So it might trump the reinforced 1, or it might stack, I don't necessarily know. Mining speed goes to 6 from 3, which is always handy. Durability goes up a little bit, not too terribly much. But one thing that is a hazard of upgrading is that skill XP. You see I'm at 227 out of 242, and that upgrades to 378 out of 403. Now it does keep the percentage from this upgrade, but that does mean that future levels will take more hits per level to do, just because of the material involved. So that's always a thing to consider when upgrading your pick. But I will go ahead and do that, because I would like for that thing to last me longer. So let's go ahead and mark that off in the book. Automate cobble gem with the transfer node. Apparently I was ahead of the ball on that one. And then upgrade your mob farm to kill monsters automatically. That requires having that mob farm. So I will call this good. I probably have done something over here. Preparing a farming space. I did that. So I will address the rest of these at a later time, and I will see you guys next time.